higher interest rates. Hey guys, Greg Reitz live, Fresno, Madera, Clovis, California, and why the Reitz team knows it's the right time to buy in real estate. Guys, let's help you understand the top 8 reasons. 8 reasons today. Is it a good time to buy and invest in real estate anywhere in the United States, especially in Central Valley, California, around the Fresno area, with higher interest rates? Is it? Get the truth here. Guys, it's a powerhouse time to buy. I'm going to give you the reasons. You make your own decision. Grab your pen, your pencil, your coffee, your water, your iced tea, your protein shake. Do something. But let's learn the 8 reasons why it's the right time to buy. I'm your Madera Rancho's agent, Fresno agent, Clovis. Our office is here by River Park, the Reitz real estate team. Looking at you. Guys, we got a ton of business going through here. We're looking forward to helping you and looking forward to hiring some agents, help us with all our workload. Give Greg Reitz a call if you're interested. Guys, here we go. High interest rates will result in higher borrowing costs. What I'm going over here is it the right time for a buyer to invest or buy real estate with higher interest rates? That's the key question, and here's the 8 key answers. Higher interest rates will result in higher borrowing cost. So it costs more to buy a home, right? Higher borrowing costs, higher interest rate. It makes the payment go up. This will price many buyers out of the market, guys, and result in less demand and possibly lower prices. It could be a worthwhile investment if you can afford to purchase a property during a time of higher interest rates as right now. Why is that? Let's go into that. Many buyers will be priced out of the market. So let's say, and there's some truth here, a year ago, we had 1,000 buyers on the market for a certain area. Right now, we're about 50% less than that. Meaning we have about 500 buyers. We have about half the buyers available with higher interest rates. You still have quite a bit of buyers available. We're getting them in escrows, transactions accepted almost daily in here. Every other day, another one. So there's a lot of buyers. However, there's about half as many as there was a year ago. All right. So you have less buyers on the market. That means less competition, multiple offer scenarios. None of that is happening compared to like it was even a year ago. So that's what happened with the market slowdown. The demand falls. The demand of real estate across the board falls with higher interest rates. So you have less demand, which means you have more opportunity as a buyer. Number 4, you have less supply, right? You have a little bit less supply because sellers will think, well, wait a minute, I've got a 3 or 4% interest rate. If I sell and I get another mortgage, I have to pay 6.5%, 7%. I have to pay a higher interest rate. Why would I do that? There's different reasons why a seller would do that, but we're talking about buyers today. We'll get into that at a later time. So some of the sellers hold back from selling during higher interest rates, so you have less supply. Less demand, less supply. Number 5, you get lower pricing and less competition. Therefore, a buyer can name the price, a reasonable price on the offer, get the closing costs paid by the seller, $10,000, $15,000 of closing in many cases paid they couldn't get before. You don't have to pay over asking. You can usually get it below asking and or the closing costs paid, saving you tens of thousands, right? You don't have that competition, so you have to bid up over asking price in many cases. So you can name the deal that you want. Okay, that's to a reasonable extent you can. You get the deal you want. You take advantage, buyer, of the 2-to-1 buy down and adjustable rate mortgages, because in a market like this with higher interest rates, the banks do all kinds of things to get the market to move and sell loans, right? So let's say the market is get a 6% interest rate, 30-year fixed rate, 6%. You might get an adjustable mortgage for 4.5% or 5% for the first 4.5 or 5% for the first 3 years, 5 years. Well, what you do is you take advantage of that, and most likely, right, the rates will fall down below that 4.5 or 5% in that amount of time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and then you refinance out of it. Doesn't take any money out of the pocket. Your bank, your lender will do that for you with no cost except for an appraisal typically. And the loan fees involved in the refinance, a few $1,000s will go into the loan, no money out of pocket. Makes it easy. Then you get that lower interest rates. You take advantage of it now. And last but not least, number 8, you're paying for rent right now, most likely. We all know that rents have skyrocketed. Guinness World Book a record of highest rents ever in the United States, and it's still going up. It's not going back down. Not going to happen. So you're paying somebody else's mortgage. That guy was smart enough to buy a house and has us paying the rent if we're not buying a house. We got to stop that. $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month for rent? Really? On rent's doubled. It's almost doubled in 5 years. So a house that was $1,200 a month is now $2,000 or $2,200. I'm telling you, I have rentals. It's true. So we're spending all that money on rent. You could take that $2,000, $1,800 and buy a house. Even with the higher interest rate, get an adjustable rate mortgage, or better yet, a 2-to-1 buy down. Have you heard about the 2-to-1 buy down? Now that is worth talking about. Let's spend the last 2 minutes on that. 2-to-1 buy down on a loan. It's a fixed rate 30-year loan. Fixed rate 30-year. However, the seller pays for the buyer. The seller pays for the buyer's 2-to-1 buy down. So for the first 2 years, it's 2% off. Let's take that 6% interest rate, 6%. The buyer pays a certain amount, $15,000 for the buyer to buy that interest rate down for the buyer for the first 2 years. So the buyer will get 2% off that 6% interest rate, or whatever rate it is, at that time. So 6% for the first year then would be what? 4%, correct. 4% for the first year. The second year would be 1%, 2-to-1. First year, 2% off. Second year, 1% off. Now you went from 6 to 5 for the second year. And the likelihood is pretty good that the rates will fall below that 5 after it adjusts up after the end of the second year, 2-to-1 buy down. And guess who pays for it? The seller. So you win again, buyer. You get your price. You get your 2-to-1 buy down. All kinds of opportunities there. That's why it's a good time to buy. Here, I like to put my money where my mouth is. I like to practice what I preach. So let me tell you something. I'm buying a property with higher interest rates. Yes, that's right. It's the time to buy. I got that price of that property $55,000 below the market price that they were asking, because it's time to buy. And I'm a real estate professional. And I've been doing this over 17 years. And I have a lot of investments. And I've got to tell you, it's time to buy. Guys, if you need anything else, have any questions, buy, sell, or invest, agents looking for opportunity to grow, give Greg Reitz a call. 559-260-1777. That's 559-260-1777. One lucky 777, I like to call it. I love real estate, and I love people. FresnoMaderoHomesearch.com. Look up Greg Reitz, FresnoMaderoHomesearch.com. Have a great evening. Be blessed. Talk to you soon. As always, let's go. Good job, guys.